Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about the best-selling cards under $5 left. These are the best-selling cards on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Penny Stock Market Watch. Let's just jump right into it. As we see the top two cards, Gigantic Sprite, Tier Element Shirin. That's cool. I wouldn't be opposed. Obviously, it's not, but I wouldn't be opposed to these decks being budget. I think that is really a big issue for a lot of people. It's not that decks like, Sprite exist and there's, Starter, which is, a free summon, essentially. I know you lose life points, but they're all really little, so it doesn't matter. Free monster, free spell and trap negate. I don't think people care about that as much as $85 for a Sprite Blue, right? And so we look at Gigantic Sprite, Tier Element Shirin. Obviously, they're not budget decks. We understand that, but it makes sense why these are the two best-selling cards under $5 because they're in the decks that they're in. As far as whether or not they would be solid investments, I think it's safe to assume that these decks aren't going anywhere anytime soon. So the only thing that's really going to happen is they could go up a little bit or down a little bit. Not anything too crazy with that. That's all I had to say with that. We get it. We know why, right? Swap Frog's the same thing, right? They're not going anywhere. I know I made a video about should this engine be banned. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. All right, Ashura King. Part of the what's this do? When this card has material attack, it gains attack. When another monster's effects activate, attached to your own the activation to destroy a card. I don't know why Konami feels the need to just throw this on everything. Because this effect, I'm not going to lie, is bad. While this card has material, it can attack a number of times up to the amount of materials attached to it, right? That effect is not good. We can all agree on that. But there were times, 2100 attack, goes up to 2300. There were times where a card like the Ashura King was good. And maybe not during the Xyz era, but there were times when cards like that were good. And I'm not trying to sit here and reminisce and the game is crazy, but it does feel a little kind of boring card design just to throw this on here. And I know we're just doing a market watch, right? Who cares about card design? But just tell us if it's going to be expensive or not. But that's just my thing. I don't see why we have to keep just throwing a negation on everything. But nonetheless, is this card going to be good? I definitely think this is a solid buy. I mean, obviously you would like to have gotten it here, right? But it's this card's probably not going to be here next week. I mean, okay, maybe next week this card will be here. I mean, it's $3.95, $2, $3. If we scoot down $2, this is $4. We're starting to already look at $4. I'll say that it might still be here for a penny stock. But we are entering page 5. At page 5, it goes to $5, and I think very easily we could see, there's 17 from core TCG. Limited TCG selling 8 because I guess they're limited. Core TCG's here again for some reason on this page. There's really not a lot on the market. Simply Unlucky has 30, right? And this is pretty easy math because it's at $4. So you could buy all 30. And right as I say, it's easy math. It's really not. Okay, so you could buy all 30 from Simply Core. So I do think this will be a $5 card soon because it does have that monster effect negation. It's huge. Virtual World can run that card. Phantom Knights can run that card very, very well, actually. That's probably the deck that's making the card go up in value. But just anything that can make 2 level 3s. It's not hard to get 2 level 3s on the board. But you buy all of it. We do have standard shipping, so it's $118 for everything at $4. I mean, I guess, like I said, it's easy math. If you sell all of them at $5, it's a $40 profit. Or $30 profit, excuse me, which isn't bad. Right. I don't think this is going to get a reprint anytime soon. Maybe the 2023 Megatins. I don't think, there's no, Megatins don't have Power of the Elements. So it's going to be a while, right? So this card definitely could be worth a good amount as time goes on, right? Unless Konami keeps printing cards that just keep negating monster effects, in which case none of them will have any value. And they'll all be cheap, right? But anyway, Moray of Avarice is still doing really well. Dark Ruler No More is a $3 card. I am like very, very, like 18 varies cautious when it turns, like in terms of like FOMO, right? I'm very, very, very cautious in terms of FOMO, but I feel like this is going to be a $5 card soon. And I did say that, right? And the reasoning I had behind that was just simply due to the fact that the other version's like $10, right? And usually the commons from structure decks, especially a card this powerful, it's going to be about $5. And Tier Elements isn't going anywhere, and neither is Sprite. And both of the decks do kind of hard lose to this card. If you have good enough follow-up for it, of course. So I'm very, very, very cautious about FOMO, but I don't think it's FOMO yet. I think these could very easily go up in value very soon. Hopefully you picked them up when I said to pick them up. So as we move forward, Elemental Hero Strat, Sunrise, Harpy's Pet Dragon. Nothing too new here. I think this guy's new. Gotti, is that how you say it? Gotti, the Deep Beyond. One fish tuner, one tuner. The original attack of this card becomes 500 times the number of banished monsters. The synchro card. If this card is synchro summoned in your opponent's turn, you can banish all cards on the field. During the standby phase, this card was banished from the monster zone. You can special summon this banished card. That's interesting. Do not show that. Okay. Do not show the price drop again. Thank you. It's an interesting card. Fish Tuners is kind of restrictive, so that's annoying. But it's not that annoying because obviously this card can be banished off of Fairy Tale Snow, and it's a level 10. Is this easy to make? Is that why this card is? Or maybe because I feel like you have to build a deck around this card because I can't think of a specific archetype or a specific deck that could easily make this card, or if it would even be worth it, right? Because yes, I understand like you can banish all cards in the field on such a big effect, and then it comes back and it's gonna have so much attack because. This isn't going to resolve. You're not going to be able to resolve this. You're going to get hit by the you're going to hit by the Ashuro King before that gets resolved. So I feel like you do kind of have to build a deck around this, unless people are just trying it in fish decks as a one of. I'm not sure why this card is randomly popular, because the decks that feel like they could exploit it don't usually run fish. Like Gren Maju, it's interesting this card in Gren Maju, but how could you make it? Right, I'm not sure. I might just be missing something though. I always admit when I'm missing something, just so if I am, someone lets me know. Oh, this is why that card is expensive, or it's being sold a lot, or just different things like that. But sometimes the market just does whatever it wants to do, and it doesn't make any sense at all. Sign of Mining, Mathmex Circular. We've talked about Mathmex before in the past. I've actually seen that. To answer my own question, because I mentioned that is Mathmex, but Mathmex is really good. Mathmex is proven to be maybe not on the Tier Elements Sprite side of thing, like that powerful, but it is very, very close. And it's just, cards like Sign of Mining is a big reason. The Code Talkers are a big reason. Not the archetype Code Talkers, but like Access Code, Transcode, different things like that. Like there's a lot of cyber support. We've talked about Mathmex before in the past. Pointer of the Red Lotus. The Freezing Chain Structure Deck version is $3. Is that real? What? 1 second. Let's bounce over here. This has to be the only card of value in here. Okay. I mean, Rototoad and Dupe Frog are $1, but like overall, like there's not a lot. This is still not worth that, but it's crazy. A Pointer of the Red Lotus. But this is a card we've seen before. This isn't the first time a Pointer of the Red Lotus has just like popped up, and there it goes. Popped up and been a really good card as far as side deck choices are concerned. I've never been the biggest fan of it because it's a trap card and because you pay 2,000. Right, but there are very, 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 very 18 varies again. Few cards that are good in every matchup, and this is one of them. But obviously, it's better in others. It doesn't really. I mean, it kind of hurt Eldritch. But we look at like Tier Elements and Sprite. I'm trying to think of a deck that's bad against. Like, it's really not bad against any deck. And I do like that in a side deckable card, but like I said, Trap 2,000 life points feels pretty relevant. But the more people who run this card, the higher in popularity it's going to be. It got this reprint because this one and this one were completely out of control as far as how expensive they were. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that Appointer of the Red Lotus, which is up, this version at least is up. Jeez. It was 35 cents a month ago. Oh my goodness. That's the market for you. Even though it's up $4 from where it was a month ago, I don't necessarily know if it's done growing just quite yet. Because this is a very popular card. Like, I don't myself like it, but that doesn't mean other people. That doesn't mean that my opinion on Appointer of the Red Lotus is correct, nor does it mean that other people think it's correct. Okay, so hero stuff is just doing hero stuff. Another Math Mech card. We looked at Math Mech before. All right. I'm intrigued again. So, Math Mech equation. It's about $3. Where are the they're usually right here. Let's do it like this. Just seeing like what the going rate has become for these cards, because I was wondering if it was gonna be like Flow Ondaries. When Flow Ondaries first came out, even like Ryza wasn't as expensive as it was once people started messing around with Flow Ondaries. Still pretty budget. Still not too super crazy. If we move over to this, sometimes this is good. Sometimes this has been giving us mixed results lately, but we'll just go in for this real quick. And I think I did this either a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but I am just rechecking it just out of pure curiosity as to how expensive this deck is. Guys, it's $95 for the core. It's really not that bad for how good of a deck this is. It's giving us, now let's see, this specifically is giving us, and we know Signet Mining. We do get Disciple Devote, which is like, these are two cards that like you definitely need in the deck to keep it going, but you might not just have them. Like, I think I have League Disciples, I don't think I have Devote. Like, it's something that's like, oh, these are probably really cheap, I definitely have them, and then all of a sudden you realize you don't, right? And they just spend like an extra 50 cents on TCG Player looking for this card. So it's not horrible. Like, this is actually a really solid core. And it's about $100. Yeah, because it's $5 for the shipping and handling. This is another core here. This one's sitting at 80. So it's looking like, in terms of budget, Math Mech is king, because this deck is really, really solid. Now, there is a bit of a learning curve, I would say, but it's not super common. Like, if you spend a couple hours playtesting, you go to locals. Maybe the first time you play with the deck at locals isn't going to be very good, but after that, you're going to start to see some positive results. Because now I will say this, Axis Kotar. I was just about to say it. Axis Kotar is a very expensive card, but if you already have access to Axis Kotar, no pun intended, and I thought I was going to do that, and you already have the Signet Minings. It's not a bad idea. So this is right here. It's $160. This is for, and this is not me, by the way. I should say that. I'm just clicking on random people. I don't even know who Minato is, right? I don't have Math Mechs, right? But I'm just saying, if you're at home thinking like, oh, I really want to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh, or oh, maybe I want to, like, maybe you come to these videos because you do sell and trade cards, but you're just looking for like a fun deck to play. Just at locals randomly, or a fun deck to play at a random time. This deck is definitely up there, and this is a really good, like, we have Access Code Talker, Heat Seal, Firewall Dragon. If it was a Ghost Rare, it'd be crazy, but I think Ghost Ogre, Effective Ailer, Skullmeister, Ghost Reaper is actually really solid. There's some, I almost always see that comment, talking about Ghost Reaper, like, at least once a month. It is actually a really solid card, and it's just randomly thrown in here. Called by Desires is decent. Signet Mining, Signet Conflict. So this is, and I believe the entire Math Mech engine. I mean, it's only one Math Mech edition. Is that what you run, though? There's actually not a lot of Math Mech cards. like Mathmech Monsters. I just noticed. Yeah, this is kind of using math. This is more like just like a cyber spam deck. I was really excited about it when I was looking at the extra deck, but now actually looking at it, I think I would still say, and like I said, neither of these people are me, but I would still say that this is probably the better version. And like I said, you can get a $100 deck that could top a regional, right? But let me know what you guys think. What are the best selling cards under $5? Let me know in those comments down below. Make sure you guys click that like button to show your support for the channel, subscribe for even more content, but most importantly of all, have a good day.